Hello and welcome to part 3 of Time for Talent, our series based on the talent industry. This particular episode is around in-house career development, and I'm delighted to be joined by my contact and friend Selena Yuan in sunny California. Hi, Selena.
Hi, Hugo. Really
Nice.
glad to be here.
Great to see you. So Selena is the Global Head of Talent Development at Jazz Pharmaceuticals. As I said, we're here to discuss in-house career development. Selena, perhaps you can set the scene and give us some context behind Jazz Pharmaceuticals and your role and remit within there.
Certainly happy to do that. So I joined Jazz about 2 years ago, Hugo. Absolutely has been enjoying the journey. Jazz is a biopharma company, mid-sized, global in nature. We just celebrated our 20 years anniversary, which is fantastic. The journey has been great in a way that the organization is really going through some significant transformations. And I know many companies are going through that. So my role and my job is to ensure our talent strategy is fully not only aligning with our business growth strategy, which is quite aggressive, and we have some ambitions, so we announced it to the street, which was well received. Not only ensuring there's alignment, but also I really see talent strategy become a competitive advantage. When we get it right, we can get ahead of the game. So that's the challenge, but also the most fun part about my job is to ensure we have the right people in the right role at the right time. Sure. And doing the right things, right? So that doesn't certainly just my job. It takes a team to achieve that. We're on our way.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. So that's fantastic. And I kind of get the overview of your remit. Particularly today, we're talking about in-house career development and how employees can develop their own career whilst remaining with the company. So clearly you've done some work in that space. Can you give me an idea of why that became a need for the business and perhaps an overview of what you've done so far?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure many of us have, yourself included, Hugo, we would talk about like the big resignation and then they change it to a bigger reshuffling. And then with the potential economic slowing down, I think a lot of people are a little bit more cautious before they make a move. That said, just because employees are staying doesn't mean they're engaged. So I think when we talk about change fatigue, it is real. Burnout, it is real. It's an epidemic, right? So Jazz is no exception, facing some of those challenges. Career conversations is a great lever. We absolutely need to understand and do a better job at as a way to re-engage with our workforce. That could be burning out or potentially tired just from all the changes, yes.
Yeah, no, I understand. So tell me then, because I imagine a lot of businesses are moving from quite a traditional hierarchical model where promotion and development was based on length of service and tenure. So, but that potentially might be one of the obstacles. Tell me about some of the obstacles that the employees face when they're looking for their own career development. What have you found?
Yeah. I don't think a lot of the challenges are any significantly different from before. There are certainly individual level challenges, such as lack of skill or education. There are certainly some organizational challenges. For example, limited resources. We have limited opportunities. Promotions can't happen for everyone. With that said, I do want to particularly call out one common mindset that I keep seeing that, and where people become their worst enemy. And I want to hone in on that just for a minute, Hugo, and curious to hear your thoughts as well, is the tendency to not give priority to our career advancement or career conversations. I just had a quick conversation with a leader the other day who have a manager in a different country. Every single time when they have their one-on-one, she feels pressed to have to go through a lot of things that needs to be resolved, decision needs to be made, approval needs to have. With that said, she keeps pushing off her career conversations. And so my question to her is it really that you don't have time? Or is it that you're not prioritizing your career development? So that's something I want to call out for all of us and for our employees and leaders. You've got to prioritize that and make time to have that conversation.
Sure. And presumably from your perspective, if employees are prioritizing their own career development, then they become happier, more productive, you know, and the kind of employees that you want in the organization who are going to be ambitious and actually add the kind of value that you're looking for.
I think that's a first step, right? You've got to have that conversation. The second mindset I see getting really in a way is only seeing career advancement in the context of promotion. I have to get to the next level. And guess what? If a manager is not going anywhere or retiring, I feel stuck. I'm not saying that's not important or saying wanting to get promoted is wrong. What I do say is a lot of people, because they become a little bit laser focused or fixated on getting that next level or that title or that promotion, they forget about what exactly are you doing this for? Why do you want to get promoted? So sometimes we miss the vision about, hey, it's about your skill. It's about gaining additional experience. Is it about increased complexity or scope or all of those kind of things? So I encourage everyone, when you are having that career conversation, be intentional about why and what you want to get out of that, instead of only just focusing on a title change, right? Yeah.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, obviously I look at this from an external job or perspective, because I'm dealing with people who are often leaving a company in order to get that promotion. So have you had any of your perhaps more traditional leaders or stakeholders being a bit nervous about the kind of commodity that they're creating in their employees? You know, if we keep developing these people, there's a chance we might lose them. Have you had any of those sorts of fear and suspicions?
Absolutely. I love that question, Hugo. One of the things this is more Selena's 2 cents. My perspective is I don't necessarily believe that the career has to be within one company. So let's say at some point, Hugo, we just don't have the resource or opportunity for you, given what you really want to be stretched.
Sure.
Hey, go outside. Maybe whichever company has that opportunity at that time, fantastic. Please go get that experience, get yourself even better. And then maybe 2 years later, we have, for whatever reason, we are at a point where we have even better opportunity for you. Come back to us, right? So what my job or the employer wants to do, I think, is one, advocate for you, and then be open to deal with different opportunity. Don't be the blocker of someone's career. And also, hopefully we have a strong brand and you were treated right with respect and support, you will want to come back, right? So that's the way I look at the career. It's not just with one company, rather it's the employee's lifelong journey.
Yeah, which I think is a mature and authentic approach. You know, I think it's a bit naive for people to think that they will be with one company for the whole of their career, certainly in this day and age. So good. Now, I know you're very active and passionate about the ED&I space. So that was something else I wanted to ask you. So how do you think businesses can specifically meet the needs of a diverse and multi-generational workforce who will clearly have different aspirations and different career objectives at different times in their lives, for example? So is that something you've looked at specifically?
Yeah, I can't say I have all the answers, but certainly want to share some thoughts in the hope that will trigger additional perspectives from the audience. I'll give you 2 quick examples. One is I really do think with AI that is becoming even more prevalent nowadays, let's leverage it so that we can offer different career mobility opportunities, much more individualized, right? Like you said, different people have different aspirations. Underrepresented employees do not have equitable access to these opportunities. Leveraging some of the AI, I think it will open many doors for these individuals. Unilever CEO shared at their 2020 all hands that by leveraging an AI platform, internal talent marketplace, they were able to redeploy 3,000 employees and save about 300,000 productivity hours.
Wow.
So I want to say these kind of technology not only can enable your diverse workforce, it also has financial ROIs to the company, right? The other quick example is we all know a lot of underrepresented communities simply do not have access to education because of lack of financial resources, right? So there's another company who actually partner with Disney, Walmart, and also Chipotle, such that they are able to offer completely tuition-free 75 different degree programs to, for example, Chipotle employees, right? These are the kind of things that I think we not only have to think about how do we create much more equitable access to these opportunities and education and degree, but also we have to think about on a broader scale to really not fix, but rather make the system equitable to everyone.
Yeah, no. Oh, well, that sounds like sterling work. So, right. Well, I'm afraid these conversations are short and sweet, and I could talk to you for a lot longer. But I'd like to put you on the spot at the end of this conversation, if I may, and just perhaps ask you to get your crystal ball out and tell me, what will be your focus for the rest of this year from a talent perspective, and what's going to keep you up at night when you're thinking about developing your people.
I have many crystal balls. Which one are you talking about?
The talent one, Selena. The talent one.
I don't. I wish I do. Something I want to keep reminding myself in a role like this is sometimes we are so good at execution, we forget about the longer term perspective. So I will continue to push my leaders and myself to keep lifting our sight, such that we're still getting all the basics and executing them really well. But also let's keep an eye out on what's coming on the horizon, such as the AI, right? Such as the talent marketplace. These are really important. I don't want to play the catch-up game. I want to try to be ahead of the game. So that will be my focus for the rest of this year.
Perfect. That sounds very good. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time today. I've really enjoyed speaking to you. And I look forward to catching up with you again very soon.
Thank you, Kyogo.
Pleasure.